In this tutorial you will learn how to get a character in Unreal Engine 5 and then have him patrolling around the map. So for example right here you can see him patrolling around, and when I get inside of his vision he will chase us around, and we will get rid of him, he's no longer chasing us. If you don't have a character you can follow along with my character. I downloaded from Mixamo. In the characters I looked at this one, any animation I looked for zombie, and then I took here this zombie running. You have to click in place, so he changes into the place he is in. We will let him run inside with our controls in Unreal Engine. You can change these values as you want, and if you're happy you can click download, pick the settings that I have here and hit download. Inside of Unreal we create a new map, new folder, name this one AI for example, and let's right click and import it to our game. This is the FBF files that we just downloaded. Then you have to take the skeletal mesh and also import animations, because this is with animations, and hit import. You can ignore this message and hit this icon, and this is what we got. So for example you can click here on our character, or you can click here to see him animating, and you can drag this inside of the game and have a look at our little friend right here. Then we need to set up where our AI can walk, and this is here inside of volumes. Go to Nav Mesh Bounce Volume and drag this one inside of your level. Now you need to increase the scale of this. So for example, when I already scaled up like this, I go to Show Navigation, or just hit P on your keyboard to toggle on and off. You can see where the AI is able to run. Now this is a big mistake. If you don't do this, nothing will happen later on. So let's scale this up to where we want our AI to walk. And you can see right now it is not able to come on here. So increase the Z-axis as well, and then you can see where your AI can walk. Sometimes you need bigger stairs, for example, he may be stuck here or here, so you need to tweak as you want it. So hit the P key again, and then our AI can later on walk inside of this Nav Mesh Bound volume. Now let's create a blueprint to give him some brains. After all, that's what zombies want. So right click, create a blueprint class, but not just an actor, but a character. So we can give AI properties to our character. Click character, and let's name this one BP_AI zombie, for example. And let's open this one up. I like to dock this next to here so I can toggle on and off. This is what we see. We click our mesh, and right now we can select the mesh right here. And then you should see our zombie running. So there he is. Let's put him down a bit. And he's big, so let's scale him down. By the way, I like to disable snapping, for example, so I can really change them up. And for here, for rotation, I like to keep snapping on. So I can set him 90 degrees. Okay, so he's nice in there. Hit F key to focus so you can really see him. Okay. And then instead of animation blueprint, now you can really create this how you like, but this is out of the scope of this tutorial. I have a video on this on my YouTube page as well. Use animation asset, and let's choose the running one. So here he is. Very cool. Hit compile, and now when I drag my BP in here, let's check him out. Okay, he's flying in the air a bit, so we're going to fix this. So click here, and let's drag him down a bit. Something like this should do, and then you check again. Yeah, and it's already better. And now let's have him chasing us. So here inside of our blueprints, click the event graph, and let's use the event tick. And there's a very simple command, namely it's also named simple move to actor. So let's have him chasing us forever, for example. Controller, type in get controller, not player controller, but get controller, this function, and the goal should be get player character, because that is our character. So he's controlling himself and he's going after our character. Now hit compile and see what happens when I type play. Oh god, let's run away. And see, he's chasing us forever. So also when I walk up the stairs, if I can find the stairs, okay, great. You can see he's chasing us forever. So this is simple AI move 2, and now I die. While this works, there are more elegant solutions when he's able to chase us. So let's delete this one, and I want him to only be able to follow me when he sees me. go to Components, Add, and type in pawn, and then you can click pawnsensing. Hit enter, and now when you hit compile, you see some magic happening here. So, you also have hearing, but I want to change the sight radius. How far can he see? In default, it's at 5000, and you can also change the interval. I like it at half a second. And you can also tweak these values, change the angle, for example. So you can see now he's looking more narrow, now he's looking more wider. Let's keep this one at default. So hit compile, and now you can see this is his radius right now. And this is where our player starts. Let's move our player a bit back, and let's move our character a bit. Let's have him rotated towards us. Okay, so right now when the game starts, he's not able to see us, but when I walk inside of this circle, he will. Oh, let's change the yellow circle, for example. So, and the big circle here is the hearing threshold, but I won't activate this one. But now when I click here, okay, now I'm definitely out of range for everything. So here, while this pawn sensing is clicked, you go here on see pawn. So click on this one, and then drag out of this pin, and then type guess to third person character, because that's the mode I'm using right now. And let's create a variable first. Type here, can see enemy, question mark. Hit compile. By default, he's not seeing us, but we are going to set it here. When he sees us, this boolean will be enabled. So later on, when we have him patrolling, when this boolean is toggled on, he will be able to chase us. So S-click for a sequence. And then two things can happen. With Alt, drag this out. We can do this 2 times. First, we will set this, set enemy to true. And then, when he checks for this again and he's not there, he will set it to false. And before we can set this to false, so let's Alt click this one out, we will set a retriggable delay node. And then set this to true. So this can be triggered again to off, so he's no longer chasing us again. Then, if he can see us, he needs to do something. Namely, drag out AI moveto, and this is where our magic really happens. The pawn here, drag out, and it is self. Get a reference to self. And self in this case, here is our little friend. Now, friend, maybe not friend. And the target actor is here, our third person character, and I drag this pin to our target actor. Compile, and now when I hit play, you can see he is waiting there for us, and then we come into sight radius. And now we are inside, and you can see when he sees us, he is chasing us. But as for now, because I didn't tell him to do anything other except for chasing us, he will chase us forever. So this is where our patrolling comes in. Back in our event graph, we go to event tick, or you can right click and type in event tick. Then B-click to get a branch. Let's check for a condition can see enemy. And when he cannot see our enemy, so type not and then find the not boolean right here. If he can't see our enemy, then he is patrolling around. So for that, drag off true and find the delay node. And the duration will be at random, because we don't want him to patrol around or change angles every time. So we want it to be a little bit unpredictable. For the duration then, drag off and find random float in range. We can choose our values. Let's say the earliest is 2 seconds, maximum he is patrolling for 5 seconds, for example. And then we drag off to AI moveto. And there it is once more. The pawn, it is himself, so get a reference to self. But this time it is not the target actor, but it's a destination. So drag off the destination and then get random reachable point in radius. Okay, so let's give him here a radius. Let's say something like 500. And the origin is the actor location, namely this is the actor location itself. So drag off and then get actor location. Okay, hit compile, and now we hit play. You can see he's there, but he's patrolling around right now. See, every 2 to 5 seconds at random range. And then let's step into his vision. And then he's chasing us. Okay, and let's try to get away from him. And then he should be... Let's see where he is. He's no longer chasing us. He's back to patrolling. See? And then when I come back into his vision... Hello, buddy. Right here. Up. There he is again. So he's chasing, patrolling, and when he's no longer seeing us, he's back to patrolling. See? Cool. So this is how you can get an enemy AI to chase or patrol around the map. And if you like more videos just like this, consider subscribing to the channel and keep updated with our newest Unreal Engine tutorials or games.